Now, I know when we look at this sign, private property, many of you are thinking, I'd like one of those for my door at home or for the top of my diary. But really, this idea of private property is going to be one of the basic tenets of the differences in the way that both systems think. Let's focus on the two economic systems of capitalism and communism. Now, the idea of private property fits with the idea of capitalism. In capitalism, then, private ownership is key. Private owners own businesses as well as own farms, and the profit that they receive from the business or from the farm goes to the owner and is a reward for risk-taking and work. The owner, in turn, pays his workers as he deems fit and fair. And really, what governs what is supplied to the consumer is based on the laws of supply and demand. This free market system is where demand determines how many things will be produced, at what prices, and competition between different groups will keep the price lower. Weak businesses would go under, and other businesses would do better, but it would be based on the free market and what the consumer wants. In this kind of a system, you do have occasional strikes, and you also have unemployment. Not everyone is employed, and not everyone is employed at a wage that they would like. This consumer society sometimes showcases differences in wealth and class, i.e. the idea of millionaires versus poverty. And private medicine and houses, again, are done on the people's choice. So there's little government interference in daily life. Now, I don't know about you, but cherry pie is one of my favorite desserts. But in this case, this pie represents one of the main ideas of communism. In communism, all of the profits are like this pie. They should be divided up equally among the workers who help to produce it. So the idea under Karl Marx's vision would be each according to their need, and specifically the idea was to try and make people equal in theory. The reality, however, is different, as we all know that the people cutting the pie sometimes take a little bit more. In this case, the reality will be different for party members and the elite within the Communist Party. So while the plan is to make everyone equal, the revolution has to start, or communism often has to start with a revolution where the means of production are taken from other people and redistributed. Businesses and farms then are owned by the state and run by the government for the benefit of all. This is a really controlled economy. Think of it as being like this marionette right here. Every aspect of the economy is controlled by the government. They're the ones who are the puppet master pulling the strings for its people. They'll decide what jobs people can have, what to produce, what wages are given, what's on the shelves, and so on. While there's no unemployment and everyone has a job, you're not going to see the extreme levels of wealth that you might see in a capitalist system. However, there are fewer poor people. There is free health care, and housing and basic needs are provided by the state. So, as you can see, it's much different than capitalism.